Good morning, everyone. I know, and I apologize because I know I'm the guy between you and the drinks, and it's never easy to have that position. But so it's going to be like 10 minutes of a bit of marketing stuff. So my hotel shop is actually my hotel shop, not hotel shop, and we even have a .com domain. So we are actually pretty international, but we are a German company. That's us. I can't really see it. So on the last party, what we do. Same like Hotel Champ, we increase direct revenues. Okay, that's what everyone says, right? Everyone says, okay, direct revenues sounds great, great. So how do we do it? By connecting your website to the guys up there, right? Because what's actually the case is, all of you are sold on Booking and Trivago and TripAdvisor today, but usually through Booking.com and Expedia. So you indirectly fund their marketing campaigns. And what we did is basically we built a software where you can connect directly your website to those placements. Right? So that's in a very short nutshell. I think I have some screenshots later, but let's bring it back to how can you actually increase your direct revenues? And that's quite simple because it comes down to two factors. Factor number one is you need to increase traffic on your website, right? That's what you do. If you have more traffic on your website and your conversion stays stable, you'll make more money, right? And that's exactly what we do. We bring traffic to your website through Google AdWords and meta search. So I think you both heard these kind of things. How does it look like? Yeah, in a minute. But point number two, if you want to increase your direct revenues, is you need to increase your conversion. So, and ideally you increase your traffic and you increase your conversion, like for example with guys like Hotel Champ, then you maybe even not even double but quadruple your revenues, right? So whenever you do whenever you're thinking about like, how can I make more money on my website, it's these two simple factors, more traffic and higher conversion, ideally both. If you get more traffic and a lower conversion, the traffic was wrong, right? It's very simple mathematics, right? So, and if you put that together, it brings more revenue. So, as simple as that. So remember that, because this is where our product actually is based on. How do we do it? We drive traffic to your website from Trivago, from TripAdvisor, and so on, and we call this campaign management. Campaign management means we're managing, like a marketing agency, your campaigns. You give us money, we invest it, right? Because we figured out by giving you a software and you do it yourself is quite complicated, so we decided we do it for you. And because nobody wants to speak about results, I brought up a few results, and the good thing is, you know, I'm not bullshitting you that every result is great, because we have hotels where it works and we have hotels where it doesn't work. Fortunately, most of the hotels where we're working, the majority, it works. So, for example, we look at hotel number 1, and they are live on Trivago on a 10% cost. So what's the difference? Before they were connecting their website to Trivago, they were listed by Booking.com. To Booking.com, they pay 20%. Now they get the traffic straight to the website for 10%. That means we don't bring you additional revenue, we bring you the same revenue through a different channel for less costs. And that's profitability. And I think profitability is even more important than revenue. I know we startups have a different way of thinking about that, but generally speaking, profitability is always first. But yes, we also have hotels where it doesn't work. Yeah? Not every hotel immediately works on platforms like that. The question is, whose fault? My Hotel Shop, maybe your website, maybe you should install Hotel Champ. I mean, there are various reasons why it might not work, and that's also something that we analyze with you, that we look at with you, and then we see what we can do better. AdWords, even better, well, because AdWords is traditionally, I mean, you know Google, biggest player in the world, and still AdWords is a very reliable source. Now, moving into a stage where hotel ads becomes part of AdWords, so the hotel ads part is the meta search part of Google. Those two products work together. But anyway, we have around, I don't know, I think we are one of the biggest providers in Central Europe. I think we have more than 250 hotels on AdWords by now. And the average cost on AdWords for hotels is 9%. Compared to the average cost on OTAs, I think that's a no-brainer. Yeah? But you need a bit of expertise to do that. So, we look at our results. I'm actually figuring out there's slides missing, you know. I think I had more slides in there. Did somebody mess around with my slides? Anyway. So, there's a second product that we do. Because obviously we figured out by increasing traffic only, we're not really kind of like always have the best results, right? Because we figured out that maybe the conversion is not as high as we need to be. Maybe the website is not as good enough as it used to be. So we need to kind of like figure out and we need to give hotels consultancy on how to improve conversion. Not everybody knows HotelChamp, and even, you know, I mean, you guys are spread all over the world, but I mean, we help hotels, for example, to also implement tools on their website to increase conversion. And that is kind of like done by a consultancy team. So, as I always said, we are a software and a marketing agency. So we really see it as our goal to work together with you. We're almost like an outsourced e-commerce department. And again, some random examples over the last year that we do with the hotel corporation in Germany. So we took every individual hotel, and on the left side you see the revenues on their website before, and on the right side you see the revenues of the website after we worked with them. And what did we do? Again, very simple. We increased the traffic, and we were helping them on improving their conversion. The traffic is done through the myhotelshop software and the team, and the conversion increase is really done by consulting. It's really pure consulting. It's knowledge. It's know-how transfer, right? Good. Good point is, with 90% of the hotels it works. Because a lot of hotels always come to me and say, nah, you know, you have to pay for clicks and it's risky and you need to go on Google and it's a different business model. You know, booking.com is so much easier because you only have to pay for commission. Of course you have to pay for clicks. Of course you have to pay for a cost per click. You don't know if people click, if they book. It's a risk. But if I pitch it to hotels, I can always tell them, look, we have 2,000 hotels and with 90% it works. 90% it works means that it's as expensive as an OTA or cheaper. So if it works with 90% of the hotels, I mean 9 out of 10 hotels, the risk that it doesn't work is 1. It's 1 out of 10 hotels where it doesn't work. Yeah? And if you're smart, the next level is, if it works, how can you get more revenue? Because, for example, we saw that on AdWords we have an average cost of 9%. Is that actually good or bad? I would say maybe it's not as good. Maybe we can have 10,000 euro for 9%, or would you rather have 100,000 euro for 15%? Because this is what you can do on these platforms. You can play for visibility. And on a cost per click model, you can do that on a very dynamic level. And that's exactly what our system does as well. So what we basically do with hotels is that you give us, I mean, effectively you pay a cost per click, but we can track exactly, and we can bring it down to a commission that you can compare to OTAs. But you can give us like a top-level barrier, a profitability barrier. You could say, look, I give you as much budget as you want, as long as I stay below 18%, because that's my most expensive OTA. And then our system basically takes your money, like an investment banker, and we try to, I mean, on AdWords we had 9%, but then we maybe add some more campaigns, some more keywords, bring more traffic, and maybe the costs go up, but it always stops basically at your maximum commission level or less. Right? So you don't pay 18%, it's just basically the limit where our system stops a campaign and stops spending and reduces the spend again. And the key difference is, because there are other players who do online marketing in this world, that they come to you and they say, well, look, for example, Google Hotel Ads. I mean, who's familiar with Google Hotel Ads? Hands up. Okay, 50%. I think I need to come back and make another presentation. But Google goes out to you and says, look, you can go do Google Hotel Ads on 2 models. You can do a commission model, or which means you really literally pay only for the bookings you get, or you pay a CPC. And I always tell the hotels, please don't do commission model. It's really stupid. Because why? What does Google do? They sell you traffic, and they measure conversion, and then you pay 12%. But actually, Google does the same like we do. They let you actually indirectly pay for the CPC. But what they do is, they charge you 12%. We work with 25 hours hotels on CPC, and their average cost is 6%. If they would have gone on a commission model, they would have paid 6% too much. We optimized it to a much lower level. The next problem is also we have some hotels that pay 12% commission to Google, but they don't get any clicks. Why is that? Well, because they pay 20% commission to Expedia and to Booking. Booking and Expedia are outbidding them on Google, and they don't get any visibility because on 12%, Google just doesn't give them any visibility. So you should pay more to get the traffic Booking and Expedia take away from you. That's why CPC gives you more option, and that's what our system does. Right? So we really want you to pay CPC, but we know that you're all scared. So we basically take the risk away by basically giving you a limit, and then we optimize to the limit. And the good news is, not as a software as a service, we don't take a monthly fee, like most of the agencies do, but we do work on a success-based model as well. So basically, if we make a bad shop and you don't get revenue, we don't get money either. That's it. Thanks. Bye.